Yes, indeed, the power of our dreams that always brings us down peace. Empowering the women entrepreneurs in Northern Ghana series. And today, like I said, a trained teacher with a passion for business. And the person, she is the CEO of Queen Gaf Enterprise, Madame Fuseini. She's here with us. And then I want to say a very good morning to you. Everybody calls you Queen. How did the name Queen came by?
Thank you. I want to say good morning to all your listeners. Well, as the saying goes, queens are born. I think when I was in training college, my mate said I walked like a queen, so they named me Queen. So when I came out and I wanted to do my business, I decided to use it to form my business.
Also, the name Queen actually came from the way you carried yourself.
Exactly.
And that was the reason why you decided to go with the brand name Queen.
Exactly.
Because you look exceptional among your colleagues.
Thank you.
So the full name is what? Gafaratu?
The full name is Gafaratu Fuseini.
Gafaratu Fuseini.
Yeah.
Queen. Wow. Anyway, I want to say a very good morning to you and welcome to today's edition of Empowering Women Entrepreneurs, the Northern Ghana series. And you might guess for today, the first question I'm going to ask you is, how did this dream of yours started with that brand name, the Queen? How did it all start? Because you're a trained teacher.
Thank you. Well, as I was growing up, I had passion for business. Even long before I went to training college, I was doing business. I did a lot of businesses. When I grew up, I saw my mother. My mother was a processor. She processed corn into white flour and then cassava. So that was the main business my mom and then her siblings were doing. And this started, their mom was doing it like a family business. My grandmom did it. She did the maize flour and then she also did cocoa. So in the morning she sells cocoa, then in the afternoon she goes on to sell flour. So my mom took that practice and she was doing it. So as we were growing up, we helped our mom in doing that. And I doubled helping my mom doing the maize business, the flour business, and also doing my own business. I used to sell in cutting cake.
Okay.
Yeah, and this cutting cake idea, I saw somebody carrying cutting cake in our school. I attended Anglican Primary, Tishigu Anglican. So I saw somebody selling. Then I went to buy it. Then I tried to ask her how she did it. She didn't tell me anything. But I knew that it was made with sugar and then granite. So the next day, my mom gave me my chop money. I didn't spend the money. After school, I went and bought granite and bought sugar. A little sugar that they used to tie, some small monies. I can't even remember that. So I went and did my what do you call it? From the curiosity, I decided to do practice how to do it. Then I got it, and I went and sold some. Then also, one day my dad was a chef. So one day she came from work and she gave me an ice cream box, which I saw a lot of fruit on it, and I loved it. So I said, if I take this to school, my peers will want to know what is inside. So let me put some candy inside. So I went and bought sugar again. I prepared the sugar into, I melted the sugar. There was this common sugar we used to melt. I melted the sugar, formed a cone. Then I poured the melted sugar into it. And then people used to put broomsticks, but I decided to look for neem sticks. Okay. Then I peeled the neem sticks, washed it, dried it, then I put it inside. And when I went to school, I sold it to my peers. And then after eating the candy, you could also eat, chew the, what is it, the stick. The stick.
At least you could use it to brush your teeth.
Exactly. So you gain 2 in 1. Then it came to a time I was telling myself, but this is only sugar, and I need to do something to kind of differentiate it. So I decided to add color, food color. So I went and bought food colors, different colors.
How old were you then?
By then I was 11 years.
With all this creative ideas in your
Yes.
hands to start doing business at that age.
Yes. So I bought the food color, then I made different colors. Then when they come, when break time, I was like kind of like that queen.
That is solid.
Yeah, they came around me. Oh, Gaf, I want this, I want that. Then I'll sell it. Then I'll go to class. Then one day I was sitting, something said, go and buy lime and squeeze into it. It will give it a different taste. And exactly I did that.
So the idea just pops
Exactly.
out, and then you follow your instincts
Exactly.
to do what you have
Yeah,
to
when
do.
I set it will come. When it comes, I don't give it up. I just follow it. Then the product comes.
So more or less, people listening to you should begin to listen to their instincts.
Exactly.
And begin to work on the giftings God has given them.
Exactly.
Now, let's come to from that process of 11 years, you have this creativity following family businesses, and then you've been able to come out with your own brands. And then because of the way you carried yourself, your friends called you the queen, and you were able to propel that. How did you get into the processing of our local raw materials and adding value to it? How did it all start? Then we have the branding, the Queen Gaf.
Thank you. You know, in those days in our schools, they used to teach, we used to do home science. So I also did home science in school. I did home science when I was in a middle school. I actually attended primary to middle form 2. Then I left for the secondary school. So I was doing the home science there. Then we did clothing and textiles, and including the food and nutrition. So after that, when I went to secondary school, then we were doing the home science. We did a lot of practicals on pastries and food. So when I came home from holidays, I used to do the pastries, things like meat pie, cakes, chips, all of them I used to do, and then I go around and then sell. Then after I completed training college and came, I used to sell it. Even I went to Polytechnic, just because the passion I had for business, I decided to go to marketing. So in the marketing class, I realized that my peers were always hungry. So I took advantage of that. I used to prepare the chips and go to school early morning. When we finished lectures, then I sell. Even though by then I was teaching.
So you carried us from the primary level through to the training college, where you still push on your sales aspect of whatever you comes into mind to do.
Yeah. So one day I was there. Then something said to me, well, we are preparing pastries, but all the money is going to somewhere. That means that the money you are just struggling for will not remain in Ghana. So I said to myself, what is local? What other local product can I lay my hands on, so that at least our people here can actually benefit? It will trickle down to the local farmer in the northern region, and then in Ghana as at large. Then I was looking. I looked at dawa dawa. I realized that people like dawa dawa. But if you go to the market and you see how it is being exposed, you wouldn't want to eat it, even though it's a good thing for everybody. So I was thinking through. Then I told my dad that I wanted to do this dawa dawa business, and then 2 ideas came: the dawa dawa business and then this internet. I told my dad. He said I should do the internet. That will fetch me much money. Then I said, okay, fine. But I said, well, I wanted to do some production. So I went to do some research about the dawa dawa. Actually, one day I was just standing. One of my mates said, she was sending somebody to the market. He said, if you go buy ayoyo and buy dawa dawa. Then I said, that dawa dawa I've been trying to sell. Somebody wants to buy it. Then I asked her, if you find dawa dawa in this thing, a very nice pack, and it's powdered, will you like it? And she said yes. And she asked me, do you have it? I said, yes, I have it. Then Queen, where is it? I said, well, I have it in my dream. Then she said, oh, you are not serious. I said, I'm serious. You wait. Tomorrow I'll bring you dawa dawa. So the next day, I went to my mom's dawa dawa and I picked one ball. Then I processed that into powder and I gave her some. She went and tried and she said, oh, it looks nice. So I decided to carry out a survey. I did some research and I got a favorable returns. So I decided that, okay, I was going to do it. But anytime I wanted to do, something was pulling me. Oh, every month I said, okay, when I pick my salary, I'll pick this portion. And that was not coming. So one day I just said, no, let me do it. So I got some 3 cities. And then I went and bought some.
So that's how we all started. From the 3 cities,
yeah,
you started a processing of the dawa dawa.
Yeah.
And now you do other products as well, apart from dawa dawa. What other products do you run through with it?
I have things like the dawa dawa. They are in 2 forms. We have dawa dawa spice, and we also have dawa dawa powdered drink. Then we have sesame seed. We have cereal mix. We have moringas. We have other oils. We have shea. We also have a sobolo tea, a whole lot. We have a lot of brands in the market.
You have a lot of brands in the market.
Yeah.
Now, looking at Queen Gaff and what you've been able to do, you said the dream was to make sure you process things locally, adding value to it so you can help the women in the rural sector. How many women have been able to nurture so far?
So far, I have been able to train over 6,000 women since my inception.
What are the challenges in doing this?
The challenges are enormous. For instance, machinery, because all that we do partial manual and some machines, but the kind of machines that we need, we are not having it. We need ultra modern machines so that we could do things in very large quantities that we can supply to our neighboring countries and then beyond. Yeah.
Apart from those challenges, what does the future look like?
Yeah, the future looks bright. The future looks bright because now our products are accepted. Everybody likes Queen Gaff's products. When you mention Queen Gaff and you mention a product, people are happy because it gives them satisfaction. And the future, we want to be able to export our products. Yeah, we want to export.
Now, how did you get to meet people like Michael Vignon? What roles have they been able to play in helping your outfit to be where it is today?
Well, Mr. Michael, I cannot have words to say thank you to him. All the words in me cannot even say thank you to him because he's done a lot as far as Queen Gaff Enterprise is concerned. I met him in a meeting where I proposed that I needed an accountant to take care of my books for me. And then later on, I didn't even know that he would show up. Later on, he showed up, and then through a conversation, we were able to work together. And he's done the books for me, and then there we've been working together. Anytime I need help, he's always at my doorstep. So, Mr. Michael, thank you so much.
Are there people who played a major role to get you to where you are today?
Exactly, there are. For instance, I work with people, these things, we can't do them all alone. So all the people that are with me, we are working together. And then those who also give me encouragement. Yeah, help people who tell me, do it that way. And then sometimes it's not easy, it's tough. But they give you encouragement and then you carry on. And most especially, I would say a very big thank you to my husband. He's been so supportive because it has not been easy, but he's behind me. And they say behind a successful man, there's a successful woman, and behind a successful woman, there's a successful one.
Now, if looking at your formative age, when you had the support of your father to push you to be able to work on your dreams. If parents are listening to you and they have kids that they want to nurture them and have this fulfill their dream and their potential, what would you tell them?
I'll tell them to support them. You excel best in what you love to do. If they push you into an area that you do not have the passion, you will fail, and then you'll be like a failure in life. But nobody should be a failure because somebody's idea. People should push their children to do what they love to do. If you push them to do that, give them this morale, you give them the support financially, emotionally, physically, psychological. Give them all that they need to push on, so that they will be able to carry on to a higher height.
If people want a King Gav and they want to support your outfit and the things you do, do you do outrages for other women, rural folks, as when it comes to picking of this produce from the farmlands? What will be some of the help, and how will somebody be able to throw that help to you?
Well, thank you. I think that if somebody wants to help, the person can help by currently we need a processing machine that can do our sesame for us, because sesame is the #1 healthiest food in the world, and people all over the world benefit from it, and it has a very ready market. It's not something that you have to struggle to.
Can you give me about some 3 of the health things that when you eat sesame it does for your system?
Sesame is good for the internal organs. It cleanses the heart, the liver, the lungs, and we have magnesium, we have iron, we have copper, we have zinc in sesame. So sesame, it's even good for pregnant women. If a pregnant woman takes sesame, it helps the fetus to grow, to develop properly. And then it also helps lactating mothers. It helps aged men and women, and then it helps malnourished children. So sesame does a lot. That is why it's rated as the #1 healthiest food in the world. This is from a research. I'm not just saying it.
Well, let me go to Mike. Mike, this is one of your discoveries, and then anybody when you mention Vinmac, I know Vinmac. What is so special about Vinmac?
I think Queen Gav discovered me. Actually, I'm happy because when I came to Tamale, Queen Gav has been I think she was my first customer, my first client, and ever since we've been working together since 2017.
Wow.
Yeah.
Since 2017. Queen, let me go back to Queen and find out this from you. Somebody just sent a text message that are your products, do you have a product outlet where they can get some of your products?
Yes, please. I have my products at Quality First. You can get my products at Zeus in the market. You can get the products at Nascent Ventures, and you can get it at Chagu Air Policy Filling Point Ramkan Ventures. Yeah.
What if the person want to contact you and then be your distributor across the distribution center for you?
The person is welcome.
What are the numbers the person will call?
The number 024-2075-728. 024-2075-728.
All right, so you have the following telephone numbers. You can always call Queen Gav, support them, and then women entrepreneur. You want to say something before I pick the final word from Queen Gav?
So I think that people need to learn from Queen Gav, and I've been saying that some of our tertiary institutions, they need to actually study these women. They are doing an amazing job, especially Queen Gav, and I hope she will actually impart this to a lot of young women.
Well, finally, just before you take leave of us, I wanted to find out how you are able to blend your teaching time and then being able to do what you do as a passion.
Thank you. Before I go there, let me quickly say a very big thank you to Mr. Anes, a lecturer at Tamale Technical University. In fact, he was my lecturer when I was doing marketing. He's been so supportive in directing the business. Yeah, is part of the team. So blending my career with my business, it has not been easy, but you know, if you have a passion, there's always a way to go through. So that is what is keeping me. I don't sleep at all, and I don't waste time. I have no time to marry about, because every second is really important to me. So I plan my time, make sure that I do things at the right time, do the things that I have to do to carry on. Yeah, so it has not been easy. Somebody always says, people ask me, so how do you do this? How do you do that? And I say, well, it's in me, it's in my blood, so I'm able to do it.
If you have an advice to give to the young women listening to you, what would you tell them?
I would say that they should follow their dreams, and then they should have a first husband before getting the second husband. The first husband is your job, your career, your business. That is what I believe in, because in these times that we are living, things are very hard, very, very hard. So if you are married and you are not actually doing anything, it will crash. No matter how, even if you marry to the president, it will crash, because the man cannot do all alone. You need to support the men to come through, because in Africa, this is Africa. So you need to work hard, make sure that you take your time, and then don't waste your youth. As you are young, learn. We are not saying don't go to school, just do a trade. Go to school and learn, take your teachers serious, take their advice, take your parents serious. Learn, do anything that you find that can help you. Do it, and do it with wisdom, and then you are on. People will be chasing you. You don't have to chase people, they will have to chase you.
Well, as we had the CEO of Queen Gaf Enterprise, Fuseini Gafaratu, speaking to us on empowering women entrepreneurs of a Northern Ghana series. She's a teacher and has a passion for doing business, and we had her story. Madam, we want to say a big thank you for joining us. We appreciate you coming to us, and we wish you well and all the best. And we'll come back to you again to do some other series with you. And we say thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad. May God bless you.
God bless you too. So you had the voice of the CEO of Queen Gaf Enterprise.
It will crash. No matter how, even if you marry to the president, it will crash, because the man cannot do all alone. You need to support the men to come through, because in Africa, this is Africa. So you need to work hard, make sure that you take your time, and then don't waste your youth. As you are young, learn. We are not saying don't go to school, just do a trade. Go to school and learn, take your teachers serious, take their advice, take your parents serious. Learn, do anything that you find that can help you. Do it, and do it with wisdom, and then you are on. People will be chasing you. You don't have to chase people, they will have to chase you.
Well, as we had the CEO of Queen Gaf Enterprise, Fuseini Gafaratu, speaking to us on empowering women entrepreneurs of a Northern Ghana series. She's a teacher and has a passion for doing business, and we had her story. Madam, we want to say a big thank you for joining us. We appreciate you coming to us, and we wish you well and all the best. And we'll come back to you again to do some other series with you. And we say thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad. May God bless you.
God bless you too. So you had the voice of the CEO of Queen Gaf Enterprise.